Okay, continuing with the second half of, or part two of chapter 4. Let me share the manuscript from the right point. Okay, so we'll begin here. The confrontation between the Choshu clan and the Kokura clan, imperial edict versus shogunal edict. Choshu Han to Kokura Han no tairitsu, chokume versus taimei. The confusion caused by the two edicts was a matter of life and death for the Western clans. In particular, the sharp discord, feud, kakushitsu, between the Choshu clan, which respected the imperial edict and immediate revocation of the treaties, and the Kokura clan with its daimyo in hereditary vassalage to the Tokugawa house, Fudai daimyo, which respected the shogunal edict, developed into the most serious matter, not merely for the Western clans, but also for the central government, Chuo Seikyoku. First, I want to explain how the confrontation between these two clans deepened to the point where it almost became the epicenter of a civil war. On April 20th, 1863, Bunkyu 3, the shogunate, Bakufu, reported to the emperor, Somon, about the deadline for Joi, and after that the Kokura clan began to prepare gun batteries within its territory. The head of the clan, Hanshu, Ogasawara Tadayoshi, 1827 to 1865, himself inspected the batteries and gave a speech of encouragement, and the clan made greater efforts than any other towards coastal defense, Kaibo. This was also the result of faithful obedience to the instructions of the Bakufu. Meanwhile, shortly afterwards, on April 27th, the Choshu clan sent the envoy, Sente Monogashira, Kunishige Tokujiro, to the Kokura domain to state that the established national policy, Kokuze, was Joi, expulsionism. And furthermore, the Bakufu had obeyed the imperial edict, so Joi should be promptly implemented. The two clans were on either side of the Kanmon Straits, Kanmon Kaikyo, between Honshu and Kyushu, so they should both implement the execution of Joi without delay. Then, on April 29th, a similar proposal, Moshi Ire, came from Mori Motochika, 1827 to 1868, the head of the Chofu clan, Chofu Han, a subsidiary domain of the Choshu clan. With regard to this, the Kokura clan answered that they were waiting for the instructions of the Bakufu and would then implement Joi, but it was natural to consult before doing this, so in that case they would send an envoy to Choshu. In this way, as soon as the deadline for expulsion was announced, the Kokura clan was under pressure from Choshu to execute the policy simultaneously, so the Kokura clan was in an awkward situation from the start. Above all, the Kokura domain was a vassal clan of the shogunate, Fudai-han, and so intended to obey the shogunal edict, Taimei. But the shogunal order to expel attacking ships, Shurai Uchiharai Rei, was vague in content, and the clan hastened to confirm its meaning. Then on May the 9th, the caretaker of the clan residence in Osaka, Osaka Hante Rusui-yaku, submitted a letter of inquiry, Shitsumonsho, to the shogunal elder, Roju, Mizuno Tadakio, 1832 to 1884. The question was regarding the interpretation of the shogunal edict, and whether, even though ships on normal sea passages should not be bombarded, especially not of hitherto friendly nations like China or the Netherlands, or Holland, Oranda, the imperial edict ordering the expulsion of all ships, Muninen Uchiharai Rei, should be obeyed or not. In fact, the Choshu clan had asked the same question, and the court had replied on May 23rd that since trading relations with China went back a long time, those ships should be allowed to pass freely. But as regards the Netherlands, it was formerly a trading partner under the Treaty of Amity and Commerce, Washin Tsusho Joyaku, and like the other barbarian countries, Bangkoku, on this occasion, the treaty was revoked, and it was ordered that the country be an object of expulsion. It can be said that this was an ungrateful order, on shirazutomo ieru meirei, with regard to the country which had put so much effort into education at the Nagasaki Naval Training School, Nagasaki Kaigun Denshujo, and had been the most helpful one in establishing the Japanese Navy. While the Choshu clan was checking the edict ordering the expulsion of all ships, Muninen Uchiharai Rei, the Kokura clan was also confirming the shogunal edict with the elder at Osaka. But before that, the clan's caretaker or representative in Edo, Edo Rusui-yaku, had submitted the same letter of inquiry to the elders of the Bakufu. However, in Edo, they had not heard of the shogunal edict, Shurai Uchiharai Rei, so they were not in a position to interpret it. So it was discussed whether to report to Osaka, and the letter was submitted to the elder there. The Bakufu was also showing inconsistency between Edo and Kyoto, Kamigata. and there was a breakdown in the chain of command, Shiki Meirei Keito. When the Kokura clan was sounding out reactions, Dashin-chu, regarding the national policy of Joi, on May the 10th, the Choshu clan bombarded the American merchant ship Pembroke, and so began the implementation of the imperial edict ordering the expulsion of all ships. At that time, the Kokura clan judged that the shogunal edict, Shurai Uchiharai Rei, not only required Joi in the case of attack by a foreign vessel, so the clan merely judged that the shogunal edict only required Joi in the case of attack by a foreign vessel, so the clan merely observed the Choshu action. They confirmed that the Joi as executed by Choshu merely involved firing on a merchant vessel, and from the beginning they were aware that the Choshu clan was not obeying the shogunal edict, Taimei. On May the 17th, the Kokura clan, which had become impatient, Shibire wo Kirashita, was pressing the elders in Kyoto for an answer. Regarding the shogunal edict, on May the 9th, they had asked for instructions from Osaka, but there was still no answer to their request. The Choshu clan announced the policy within the clan that even if the foreign vessel did not attack, it was to be bombarded, and the inconsistency, sogo, in strategy on both sides of the Kanmon Straits was inconvenient. If there was no foreign invasion, gai shurai, should the Kokura clan refrain from expulsionist activity? They had promptly requested an answer with a painful cry. With regard to Kokura's desperate plea for clarity, at last, on May the 23rd, the elders answered that if before the negotiations for closing ports were concluded, there was a foreign attack, it was permissible to drive the foreign ship away. But the long-awaited answer went no further than that. Meanwhile, the Choshu attacks on foreign shipping were continuing, with an attack on a French warship on the 23rd and a Dutch warship on the 26th. On the day after the first attack, May the 11th, in retaliation for the watching stunts of the Kokura clan on the previous day, the fiercely loyal Choshu volunteer militia, mainly the force called the Kihei-tai, fired off surplus ammunition, yodan, at the Kokura territory, and they fell on the village of Kusubara in Moji. On May the 17th, in response to this fact, the Kokura domain official, Gundai, Kono Shiro, and others requested of the Choshu clan members at Shimonoseki that they should give advance notice of bombardments. The Choshu clan did apologize for this, but with regard to the Kokura clan, which was not executing Joi, resentment began to build up. However, the Kokura clan, as already stated, were preparing their gun batteries against attacks concurrently with their preparations to exercise Joi. On May 19th, Kokura asked Choshu to give a signal when foreign ships entered their territory, requested that bombardments be made eastwards of Dairi, and on the other hand asked about the position and signals of gun batteries at Shimonoseki, and also requested aid in the case of emergency. In complying with the shogunal edict, the difficulties of Kokura's position can be appreciated. On May 23rd, when gunfire was exchanged with the French warship, the Kokura clan merely observed the situation, so Choshu sent investigators Oda Ichinoshin and Nomura Wasaku or Yasushi, 1842 to 1909, on the next day to ask why. The reply from Kokura is important for understanding the mutual awareness of both clans, so here I will reproduce both questions and answers. Questions and comments from Choshu. 1. Why did you not open fire in accordance with the May 10th deadline? 2. Since you are a neighboring territory, Rinkoku, even if you have private disputes, Shito, it is natural to come to our aid, and on this occasion, when the Japanese Empire is in danger, it is inexcusable, outrageous, gongo dodan, that you did not do so. You do not do so. 3. Why were the previously notified signals of each Kokura gun battery not used on these two occasions of Joi? 4. If your opinion of Joi is different from that of the Choshu clan, you must appeal directly to the court. 5. When executing Joi, it is not easy to rout the enemy from only one shore of the straits. Sometimes shells may land in your Kokura clan territory, and we ask for your understanding. Answers from Kokura, point by point. 1. The Bakufu have told us that the May the 10th expulsion deadline, Joi Kigen, is a deadline for refusal, Kyozetsu Kigen, and further negotiations, Dampan, are required. So we are instructed to refrain from reckless and extreme actions, Mubo Kageki no Koi. That is why we did not open fire. 2. Relief conforms to the previous article, Zenjo, and it would not be applicable to the Choshu clan falling into a crisis. 3. We do not give signals if there is no order by the shogunate, taimei, to execute joi. 4. Our opinion of joi is stated in our first answer above, and we do not fire on ships which are sailing, kokai, or mooring, keisen, etc., in the normal way. This is different to the Choshu clan's opinion, and if you wish to appeal directly to the court about it, that is up to you, katte shidai. Recently, the delegation of authority, taisei inin, from the court to the shogunate has been confirmed. Therefore, to obey an order of the shogunate is to obey the emperor's pleasure, eiryo. 5. It is reasonable that unless and until there is an order from the shogunate, we will not open fire. This is not inertia, indolence, dajaku on our part, but when we are attacked, we should help each other. Furthermore, we ask that you make all possible efforts to avoid shelling our territory. Both clans were conscious that they were doing as they were ordered. The Choshu clan was supporting the court by obeying the imperial edict, Muninen Uchiharai Rei, while the Kokura clan, as a Fudai domain, was obeying the shogunal edict, Shurai Uchihai Rei. As regards the Bunkyu period national policy, Bunkyu Kokuze, they both supported it. But as regards the execution of joi, there were discrepancies as to deadlines and strategies. These differences were between the imperial and shogunal edicts. Both Choshu and Kokura sought to justify their opposing positions, and they were obliged to support the court and the shogunate respectively. So shurai means attack. So in the case of the shogunal edict, there had to be an attack before they would execute joi. Matsudaira Katamori speaks in defense of the Kokura clan. Kokura-han wo bengo suru Matsudaira Katamori. In these circumstances, the Choshu clan sent Kusaka Genzui, 1840 to 1864, as soon as possible to Kyoto to plead its case, Newsei, to the court. As a result, on June 5th, the court's liaison officer with the shogunate, Buke Tenso, named Bojo Toshikatsu, spoke to the Kokura clan's representative, Rusui Yaku, in Kyoto, named Go Tokichi, and criticized the clan for not supporting Choshu. The Kanmon Straits were an important strategic place, and he issued an imperial order to execute a pincer attack, Hasami Uchi, from both sides of the straits, and clean up the ugliness, so-called, Shui wo soto suru. In answer to this, Go held to the shogunal order, Taimei, and reported that if there was no attack, then there would be no bombardment by the Kokura clan. This was the first time that the clan had directly been confronted by the imperial order, or edict, Chokume, and refused to obey it. Even though the clan was a vassal of the shogunate, Fudai-han, this was a very bold and drastic move, omoi kitta taio. On the next day, June the 6th, the court's liaison officer gave the imperial order and told the Kokura representative that he should not wait for a shogunal order to open fire. On the 7th, the latter informed the elder Itakura Katsukiyo, 1823 to 1889, and the protector of Kyoto, Kyoto Shugo Shoku, Matsudaira Katamori, 1835 to 1893, what had happened, and asked if in future the clan should obey the imperial order or edict to expel foreign ships, the Muninen Uchiharai Rei. On the 13th, he received the answer that the clan should continue to obey the shogunal order as before and should avoid rash actions, keikyo modo. Furthermore, before this, on June the 3rd, the Kokura clan representative, Rusui Yaku, had sent a letter to Matsudaira Katamori reporting the previous discord with the Choshu clan. What is noteworthy here is that he was sounding out, Dashin, Matsudaira to discover his opinion. The protector of Kyoto within the organization, Shokusei, had the right of military command, Gunji Shikiken, over all the clans to the west of the Kinki area, and was in a position to instruct all the western clans about strategy and tactics, sakuryaku, for the execution of joi under the Bunkyu period national policy, Bunkyu Kokuze. Since the confrontation between Choshu and Kokura was a matter of national policy, Matsudaira Katamori could not avoid becoming involved in it. And here is Matsudaira Katamori, image number 18. On June 10th, Kokura clan members, Hanshi, were sent to Osaka to ask the opinion of the shogunal elder Itakura Katsukiyo regarding the future execution of joi. On the same day, the caretaker of the clan residence in Osaka, Osaka Hante Rusui Yaku, pressed for an answer from Mizuno Tadakiyo to the questions presented on May 9th in Osaka and June 7th in Kyoto. he was instructed to await the instructions of Matsudaira Katamori in Kyoto. Then the Kyoto clan residents attempted to inquire of the protector of Kyoto, Kyoto Shugo Shoku, but the elders in Osaka and Kyoto gave no answer or avoided responsibility by passing the buck, moshitsukeru, to Matsudaira Katamori, or if they gave an answer, it was just a rehash, yakinaoshi, of previous answers. The Kokura clan sent envoys from the domain, and each clan residents asked questions from which we can see their powerlessness, musoburi. But on the other hand, the attitude of the shogunate, bakkaku, was nothing short of irresponsible, musekinin. Many readers will probably sympathize with the Kokura clan. However, Matsudaira Katamori was the only person who gave a sincere response. Regarding the requests from the Kokura clan, he consulted with Tokugawa Yoshikatsu, 1824 to 1883, the former head of the Owari clan, Owari Han, who was highly trusted by the Bakufu. He stated that the minister of the right, Udaijin, Nijo Nariyuki, 1816 to 1878, had not yet opened hostilities on behalf of the Bakufu. The Bakufu were advocating the policy of only expelling ships which attacked, Shurai Uchiharai Rei, but in the end they were obeying Joi, and he stated verbally that therefore the Kokura clan's response was not against the imperial edict, Ichoku denai. Nicho agreed with this and reported to the imperial council, Chogi, and as a result, temporarily, the inconsistent criticism of the Kokura clan subsided. The Choshu clan rejects the strict order of the shogunate, Bakufu no genrei wo hanetsukeru Choshu Han. However, the Bakufu shogunate were not able to neglect this situation forever. Seizing Nijo's report to the Imperial Council as a good opportunity, on June 12th, Mizuno Tadakiyo in Osaka cross-examined the Choshu clan residence caretaker Hojo Sebei regarding the bombardment of the foreign ships. At that time, negotiations regarding the closure of Yokohama port were continuing and had not broken down, so to open hostilities was to invite national humiliation, kokujoku, and he criticized it severely as very regrettable, hanahada ikan. He added that if the closure of Yokohama port was decided, then of course the foreign ships should be driven out according to the imperial edict, Muninen Uchiharai Rei. But this point had not been reached, so in the absence of an attack by foreign warships, he declared that no rash actions, keikyo modo, should be undertaken. On the same day, June the 12th, the shogunal elder Itakura Katsukiyo, in answer to the inquiry by Kokura on June 10th, and based on the announcement to the Choshu clan, told the Kokura clan also that they should understand the intentions of the Bakufu and refrain from any bombardments. Both of these announcements conformed to the shogunal edict, Shurai Uchiharai Rei. At last, the Bakufu had given a strict order, genrei, to the Choshu clan, but it was the result of a sensitive appreciation of the mood of the Imperial Council. In response to this, on June 27th, the Choshu clan sent Kodama Hitoshi from Yamaguchi to Edo with a written answer to Mizuno Tadakiyo, who was returning home with the shogun Iemochi. According to this letter, Choshu, in order to carry out the policy of the Empire of Japan, was making sincere efforts and working to the limit of the clan's powers. History of Choshu, Bocho Kaiten Shi, edited by Suematsu Kencho. The written instructions, Satasho, given in Osaka, had been at variance with the imperial edict, Chokumei to Sogo Shiteiru. And if things continued in this way, far from the union of court and shogunate, Kobugattai, there was a risk of civil war, Nairan. The Choshu clan, in order to avoid national disgrace, Kokujoku, would continue to implement the imperial edict and did not intend to obey the shogunal edict. This was the first occasion on which the shogunate, Bakufu, had been openly defied. The strife between Choshu and Kokura regarding the national policy of the Bunkyu period was developing into a confrontation between Choshu and the Bakufu, and was on the brink of a proxy war between the court and the Bakufu over the two conflicting edicts. The proxy war between the court and the shogunate, Bakufu to Chote no Dairi Senso. On July 9th, again, a letter of inquiry, Shimonsho, was sent from the shogunal elders to the Choshu clan residents in Edo with an order to send the reply to the government. On the last day of July, the middle-ranked Choshu retainer, Ogumishi Hatano Tobe, brought the letter to Yamaguchi. The gist of this was that the execution of Joi was an imperial edict, but by the delegation of government to the shogunate, the clan should obey the shogunal edict, and this order forbade reckless bombardments of foreign ships without authority, midarini. The response to this letter was sent on August the 3rd to the Kyoto residents of the clan, and taking account of the situation of the central government, it was carefully scrutinized. On August the 14th, Hatano left Yamaguchi and received the letter in Kyoto, and proceeding to the capital, Edo, submitted it to the shogunal elders, Roju. According to this, the clan had done its best and made great efforts, Funkotsu Saishin, for the national policy of exclusion, Joi Kokuze. But the shogunal edict and the imperial edict were at variance, which had caused doubt and turmoil within the clan. It was felt that when foreign ships passed through clan waters, they would still have to be fired on. Furthermore, an inspector, Kansatsushi, of the court, Ogimachi Kintada, was being sent down to Choshu, so the clan would have to persist with expulsion. Moreover, by all means, the clan urged that popular feeling, jinshin, in the country should swiftly become fixed on the emperor's pleasure that the foreign barbarians be driven out, and was outspoken in poking fun, yayu, at the attitude of the bakufu. Choshu clan's tough stance, kyoko na shisei, and its lack of respect for the authority of the shogunate can be seen. The prestige or dignity, ishin, of the shogunate was wounded not only by the court and the supporters of the revere the emperor cause, son no shishi, but also by lords, shoko, who had originally cooperated to form the feudal system, hokensei. In this way, even though they were neighbors, there was a sharp confrontation between the Choshu clan, which was fiercely loyal, Gekito, to Sanjo Sanetomi, and other courtiers, and through them influenced the imperial edict, Chokume, and the Kokura clan, which was a Fudai clan, a vassal of the Tokugawa clan, and upheld the shogunal edict, Taimei, which was the backbone, Chusu, of the Tokugawa public order system, Tokugawa Kogi Taisei. This antagonism, kakushitsu, was inevitable, but it did not stop at a mere local conflict, kyokuchi funso. It developed into a full-blown proxy war, dairi senso, between the shogunate and the court. The Western clans were dealing with several difficult problems caused by the national policy of exclusion, Joi Kokuze. But what really poured salt on the wounds, oi uchi o kaketa, was this strife between Choshu and Kokura, which was the greatest Achilles' heel or critical weakness caused by the two conflicting edicts, Seirei Nito. As will be explained in the next chapter, the result was that this developed into the Choyo Maru incident, which was the greatest concealed incident, Kakureta Daijiken, of Bakumatsu history. The various problems which arose as a consequence of the Choshu against Kokura conflict delivered a shock to those who shared a common awareness of the recklessness of the imperial edict, Muninen Uchiharai Rei, including the Emperor Komei, who supported the delegation of government to the shogun, Taisei Inin, and Nakagawa no Miya, 1824 to 1891, Konoe Tadahiro, 1808 to 1898, and other high courtiers, and also the protector of Kyoto, Kyoto Shugo Shoku, and many Kyushu clans. As a secret plan, Hisaku, to break the deadlock, Jittai Dakai, and return to the shogunal order and cabinet unity, Taimei e no Seirei Kiitsu, the August 18th plot was hatched. In particular, the protector of Kyoto, Matsudaira Katamori, who organized the main part of the coup, Seihen, had received repeated kindnesses and information from the Kokura clan, and his influence on the decision of the Aizu clan to start the coup cannot be overlooked. By the coup, the Choshu clan was forced to withdraw from the central government, and the cabinet returned to unity. The positions of the two clans were reversed, Gyakuten, and there was a temporary lull, Shoko Jotai. But in June 1868, KO2, a war between the shogunate and Choshu, Bakucho Senso, erupted, and the two clans relapsed into strife with armed conflict, Buryoku Shototsu, between them. The sending of the inspector named Ogimachi Kintada. Kansatsushi Ogimachi Kintada no Haken. In order to resolve the conflict with Kokura to its advantage, the Choshu clan, as already stated, caused the dispatch of an inspector, and Ogimachi Kintada was sent to Choshu. This action later had a serious influence on the central government and developed into a major problem. Many readers may not know about the process of the dispatch and the political trend which it brought about, so I will explain it in detail here. On June 1st, 1863, Bunkyu 3, a report of the clan's expulsionist activities, Joi Jikko Hokoku, dated May 19th, received imperial approval, Hochoku, from the court to the lord of the Iwakuni domain, Kikkawa Tsunemasa, 1829 to 1867, who had come up to Kyoto as the representative of the Choshu daimyo, father and son. On June the 6th, as a result of the good offices, Shusen of Kusaka Genzui of Choshu, the liaison officer between the court and the shogunate, Bojo Toshikatsu, issued an imperial order to all clan representatives, Shohan Rusui Yaku, urging that they should follow the example of Choshu in expelling foreign ships according to the edict, Muninen Uchiharai Rei. Furthermore, on June the 13th, the liaison officer, Buke Tenso, Nonomiya Sadaisa, 1815 to 1881, sent a communication to the Fukuoka, Akizuki, Nakatsu, Tsuano, and Kokura domains, all in Kyushu. This stated that they had already been instructed to support Choshu, but on June the 5th and 6th, a land battle, Chijosen, had occurred, and the clan was now in an emergency. So an imperial order, Chokume, was given for speedy relief of Choshu, and that the military power, Bui, of the land of the gods, Shinshu, should be enhanced, Koyo. But even though there were repeated imperial orders at this time, only Choshu was willing to obey them, Hochoku. At the same time, the Choshu clan, apart from the imperial edict, was thinking about continuing Joi by joining together with other Western clans. From June the 8th, to request support in the execution of Joi, Choshu sent Nagamine Kurata and Yamagata Hanzo, 1829 to 1901, to the Hiroshima, Okayama, Tosa, Uwajima, Totori, and Hamada domains, and Akira Atsunosuke, 1811 to 1890, and Sakanoue Chusuke to the Saga, Higo, Kurume, Satsuma, Yanagawa, and Kokura domains. Regarding this request, for example, the Tosa clan answered that they were being petitioned to obey orders by both the court, Chote, and the Bakufu, and were not attacking trading vessels as they came and went, but since your clan, Choshu, had already opened hostilities, gradually the Tosa clan would limit itself to only firing on warships which attacked when in Tosa's territorial waters, but on those occasions was ready to defend to the limits of national power, Kokuryoku no Tsuzuku Kagiri. It was a rejection, kyozetsu, laced with some ridicule, yayu, of the reckless execution of Joi by the Choshu clan. At this time, other clans also made absolutely no firm promise of support, and the isolation, koritsu, of Choshu was confirmed. On June the 14th, linked to this situation, the inspector Ogimachi Kintada was sent to Choshu to give a reward for its execution of Joi and give further encouragement to the clan, departing very soon on June the 16th. Kintada was the second son of Nakayama Tadayasu, 1809 to 1888, a courtier who was highly trusted by Emperor Komei and the maternal grandfather, Gaisofu, of Emperor Meiji, and the adopted son, Yoshi, of Ogimachi Saneatsu, who was at the center of an extreme group of courtiers who, as national officials, aimed for direct imperial rule, Tenno Shinsei. The sending of Ogimachi Kintada was intended to assist the isolated Choshu clan, which was feeling powerless. It was the result of a request for the mediation, Shusen, of Sanjo Sanetomi, and was achieved as an order in the emperor's name. When the sending was decided, an escort of clan members, Hanshi, was proposed, but Sanjo was criticized for going too far, and it can be easily imagined that he had second thoughts. In the end, a large group of about 60 people was sent with a nucleus of 45 imperial guards, Goshinpei. The purpose of sending Haken was officially to commend the Choshu clan for its expulsionist activities, but in fact, it was a way of compelling the Western clans to join with Choshu in realizing Joi. Furthermore, the imperial edict given to the Choshu daimyo, Mori Takachika, 1819 to 1871, on July the 8th, stated that nearby clans were ordered by the inspector to support the Choshu clan. The sending was also intended to shut down opposition within the Choshu clan to Joi, and it cannot be overlooked that it had the aspect of a show of force, Ji Kodo, to the common people, Ippan Taishu of the clan. The Choshu clan asked the inspector at the place where he was staying to donate rice, etc., to the common people, and in fact, he did donate rice provided by the clan. At the same time, while the Bakufu was vacillating in Jun, the Choshu clan commenced hostilities, Heitan wo Hiraki, and in the name of the empire, Kokoku and the squire, Jushi, Tokuda Hayato, persuaded the common people that they should remain calm, Shinkin wo Yasunjiru. In Ogimachi Kintada's letter to his father, Nakayama Tadayasu, dated July 19th, he lamented that the Choshu clan members at Kyoto only said things which were convenient to them, and the Western clans were not united, matomatte inai. on the execution of joy. Even within the Choshu clan, it was only the desperate who were intent on realizing joy, and he angrily revealed that the truth was very different to what was being described in Kyoto. The Inspector Kintada himself felt from his own experience the reality that the Western clans and the whole of the Choshu clan itself were not solidly behind joy, and this indicated that the true purpose of the sending of the inspector was a show of force. The de facto refusal of the imperial edict by the Kokura clan, Jijitsujo chokume wo kyohi suru Kokura-han. Regarding its reaction to the sending of the inspector, Kansatsushi, the Kokura clan on June 28th indicated through its Kyoto representative, Rusui-yaku, to the protector of Kyoto, Matsudaira Katamori, that if the inspector should take command of the execution of Joi, it might not be possible to obey him without the permission of the shogunate, shogunke, and this would conflict with the appointment of the shogun at the emperor's pleasure. Furthermore, the inspector had demanded residence in Kokura of the Bakkaku, but since it was the court which was sending the inspector, and precisely because it was an urgent matter, kakyu no jitai, the clan begged that the inspector be sent under the authority of Your Honor, the protector of Kyoto, Shugo Shoku Kakka. It was true that the shogunate had been entrusted with the execution of Joi, but for the liaison officers between the court and shogunate, Buke Tenso, to give orders to the clans directly had led to conflict between the court and shogunate. For this reason, as the protector of Kyoto did not give firm instructions, the steward, Koyo-nin, of the Aizu domain avoided giving a definite answer, citing the two political systems, Seirei Nito. Again, with repeated reminders, Saisan no Tokusoku, the answer was not to the point, Yoryo wo enai mono. On July 3rd, before asking the shogun when ordered to obey an imperial edict, Chokumen or Hotai, how should he reply to the throne, Hoto? He again asked Matsudaira Katamori whether an imperial edict could not be transmitted in proper form via the shogun, while apologizing on the same day to the liaison officer Nonomiya Sadaisa for the delay in obeying the imperial edict. The content of the apology was that the Kokura clan had hitherto been of a pedigree, Iegara, which was obedient to the orders of the Bakufu, that it was presumptuous, sen etsu, to accept an imperial order directly without it being transmitted as a shogunal order, taimei, and that confirmation of the order was being sought in Edo, but it may take time to go there and receive the answer and return with it. In fact, although it was dressed up as an apology, it was a refusal to accept the imperial order, and one cannot help being surprised at the bold answer of the Kokura clan. However, the stance of the Kokura clan was unavoidably, yoginaku, altered by the actions of the inspector. On and after July the 4th, the heir of the Choshu clan, Mori Sadahiro, 1839 to 1896, had repeated meetings with Ogimachi Kintada and strongly demanded punishment of Kokura for its disobedience to the imperial order, Ichoku. The result was that from the attendants of the inspector Ogimachi, a messenger was chosen and sent to Kokura with the fierce suggestion that the Kokura clan might be punished for its disobedience to the imperial order, disobedience of the imperial order. On July 14th, the messenger, Kawakami Gensai, of the Higo domain with two attendants reached Kokura and strongly demanded a definite reply from the chief retainer, Karo, as to whether the clan agreed or refused to execute Joi. At this point, the head of the Kokura clan, Ogasawara Tadayoshi, 1827 to 1865, finally was cornered for an answer, and nominally to avoid civil war, Nairan Kaihi, he decided for the first time to obey the imperial order. For the Kokura clan, it was an unavoidable and last gasp way of avoiding punishment. On July the 15th, it sent clan members to the Bakufu, and on July 16th to the court, the protector, guardian, Shugoshoku, the governor, Shoshidai, and the elders, Roju in Kyoto, reporting to the throne that it would obey the imperial order to execute Joi, Hochoku Joi, and it also proclaimed this within the domain. However, this adherence to the imperial order for expulsion was not actually the true intent of the clan. On July 24th, they answered the question from the Higo messenger, Kawakami Gensai, in the following way. Although they had received the imperial order, it was obeyed with reluctance. Literally, it was an inevitable thing. Yamu o enai shidai de no koto. Even if a foreign ship should appear before their eyes, they were not ready to bombard it instantly, and they had also informed the Bakufu of this, and the Bakufu had understood this. It was clear that it was a stopgap measure. sonoba shinogi no saku. The looming problem of the punishment of the Kokura clan. Mokuzen ni made sematte ita Kokura han shobun mondai. On the other hand, the members of the Kiheitai, Choshu's volunteer militia created by Takasugi Shinsaku, were not content with this level of commitment. They felt that there was no prospect of Kokura carrying out Joi, and as will be explained later, did not withdraw from that part of Kokura's territory which they held under armed occupation. Moreover, on the night of July 18th to 19th, they threw the guns of the Kokura clan's Hayato gun battery into the sea, hammered nails into sluice gates, and made sure they were all unusable. Even if the Kokura clan tried to intervene a little, the Choshu clan was ready to fight back, and Kokura could only endure frantically. On July 15th, when Ogimachi Kintada was inspecting gun batteries in Shimonoseki, the fierce loyalists, Gekito, of the Kiheitai, who were waiting for an order to subjugate Seibatsu, Kokura, and persistently demanded it, were waiting. Sorry, not who were waiting, were waiting. Yeah. They thought it would be a lesson, mise-shime, to other clans and pressed strongly for such an order. From the pressure of the hardliners, Kyoko-ha, the leadership, Yoro, of the Choshu domain was also influenced, and on July 19th, Takasugi Shinsaku, 1839 to 1867, and Hirosawa Saneomi, 1834 to 1871, informed Ogimachi Kintada of the 5 crimes of the Kokura domain and earnestly requested that a punitive expedition be sent. In summary, these 5 crimes were: 1. Lack of armed readiness or merely watching from the sidelines, bokan, with a secret understanding, naitsu. 2. Lack of preparedness to execute Joi. 3. Treatment of the French warship on June the 5th, which amounted to national disgrace, kokujoku teki koi. 4. Failure to support the Joi hostilities at Shimonoseki, which was disgraceful, fugiri, for a neighboring domain. 5. Dilly-dallying and temporizing, injun kosoku, in rectifying the disobedience of the bakufu to the imperial order, ichoku. In other words, these were false accusations, trumped-up charges, pretexts, igakari, listed up for the purpose of revenge, hofuku. This petition, memorial, kenpakusho, was called the Nagato Loyalists' Address, Nagato Yushishi Kinpaku, but because the leadership of the clan was involved, there is no doubt that Mori Sadahiro, the heir of the Choshu clan, tacitly approved it, mokunin, and he and his entourage, Sokkin, were involved in a major way. Ogimachi Kintada sought to soothe matters, Ibu, on the spot by promising to ask the court for permission to punish Kokura, and on July 21st he sent his retainer Tokuda Hayato urgently to Kyoto to ask for the court's decision, chosai. Also, in order to wait for the result, he postponed crossing over to Kyushu for a while and stayed in the Choshu domain. Tokuda entered Kyoto on August the 1st and brought Kintada's message to the court. Already on August the 4th, the national envoy, Kokuji Yoriudo, Nishikino Koji Yorinori, 1835 to 1864, was sent as an imperial messenger, Chokushi, stating that with regard to the matter of the Kokura clan, the lord should retire, be confined to his home, Kinshin. The crop yield, kokudaka, should be reduced to 35,000 koku, that's a unit of volume, and the inheritance, katoku, should be given to the lord's son. If this is not agreed by Kokura, then it was decided privately, naite, that the clan should be punished in line with Choshu's hopes. Nakayama Tadayasu's diary. The court, Chote, ignored the shogunate, bakufu, and proposed that the daimyo retire and his domain be reduced in size, productive capacity expressed in koku units of volume, and also stated clearly that if Kokura disobeyed an imperial order, chokume, then the Choshu clan could punish Kokura in any way it saw fit. On August 9th, Nakagawa no Miya was appointed the pacifying generalissimo for the western clans, Saigoku Chimbu Daishogun. But because he resigned from this post immediately, the imperial council, Chogi, was thrown into disarray and was quite unable to give an answer to Kintada. Then on August the 12th, at last the court reproached the Kokura clan for remaining a spectator, bokan, of Choshu's actions for expulsion of foreign ships at Shimonoseki, and ordered that the head of the Kokura clan, Ogasawara Tadayoshi, should be stripped of his official rank, kanyi hakudatsu, and his lands should be confiscated, shoryo boshu. The Totori daimyo Ikeda Yoshinori, the Okoyama daimyo Ikeda Mochimasa, 1839 to 1899, the Yonezawa daimyo Uesugi Narinori, 1820 to 1899, and the heir to the Toshima clan, Hachisuka Mochiaki, jointly signed a petition to the emperor, Sosei, that the confiscation of his lands be postponed, yuyo, but the imperial order could not be altered. Toshima there should be Tokushima. On August 16th, 2 days before the coup d'etat, Seihen, Arisugawa no Miya Taruhito, 1835 to 1895, the imperial prince Shin-o was appointed pacifying generalissimo for the western clans, and at last matters moved to the execution of the punishment of the Kokura domain. If this had been carried out, it would have led to the eruption of civil war, Nairan no Boppatsu. In this way, the problem of punishing Kokura, which had arisen from the sending of the inspector, became a central issue for the central government, Chuo Seikyoku, and was entangled with the envoy for pacification of the western clans, Saigo Kuchimbushi, and the problem of the punitive military exhibition, Shinsei Mondai, also. It became the fuse, Dokasen, for the ignition of the coup d'etat on August the 18th, 1863. And here is Prince Arisugawa no Miya, Taruhito Shin-o. And that is the end of chapter 4. Here is chapter 5, which I will deal with in a separate video. Thank you very much. See you later.